Hello everybody, Jackson here with the Wealth Squad. Today we'll be talking about Warren Buffett and his portfolio. These are his latest buys that he's bought with his portfolio company, Berkshire Hathaway. Number one, Occidental Petroleum, then HP, Citigroup, Paramount Global, and Celanese, and the other three, which are McKesson, Markle, and Alley. We won't be talking about the other three as much just because they're less of a large investment, but you can see Occidental Petroleum, and that's how many shares that he bought, and that's the market value of those shares. So 13.2 billion, then 4.2 billion, 2.3 billion, 2.6, I'm sorry, 2 point, almost 3 billion, 2.6, and then 1.13 for Celanese. So let's look into these. Obviously with Occidental Petroleum, he's dealt with a ton over the past couple months, I know for sure. And we can see just in the last year, it's gone up 170%. So it's not the typical Buffett type stock where usually he buys the dip, but he thinks it's going to keep on going. And I know he has a large portion of this company that he owns. So it's more of a takeover deal, not necessarily a takeover deal, but a definite partial interest. Like he owns a significant stake in the company, so he's not going to be a silent investor here. He's going to strive for change within the company to make him the most money. So that's Occidental Petroleum. That's his biggest position that he's bought recently, and I know it's one of his biggest. But besides that, we could look at HPQ, and this is one that he just started recently. We can see here it's at $35 within the last year. It's gone from 32 down to 26, so up just 9% in the last year. In the last 5 years, we can see from COVID, it was in that $13, $15 range, and we're up at least twice that. So not the biggest run up as with Occidental Petroleum, but it's still, we can see some stagnation here. It's hit the 40s right now. It's 35, so he's got that upside for sure. But besides that, I'm not too sure what he sees in this. We'd have to look into the fundamentals. And then let's look into Citigroup and Paramount. Citigroup is one of those big banks I'm sure he's dealt with before, but you can see back in 2009 it's just obliterated. But regardless, you can see it's had a tough time lately. It's gone from the 80s down to the 50s. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens next with Citigroup. But every single earnings report just in this time frame, the last 7 or so, have been a outstanding performance, which means basically they surprise the actual numbers versus the estimates. It's better than expected. So that's definitely good, heading in the right direction. Besides that, it's been still trying to recover fully from COVID. It has not yet. So that's basically what he might be betting on. And then we're going to check Paramount. And this is one of the stocks that, rallied during this collapse back in March. I'm pretty sure this has to do with Discovery. But, recently it spun off from AT&T. So that's why he definitely could have partial interest in. And it's $32. You could see at one point it was worth a lot more, over 100, but that's kind of an outlier. Usually it's in that $50 to $60 range. So still trading at a relative discount. We just don't know the real value of this, just because the results are kind of misconstrued. So kind of a hard one here. But then we have McKesson, and which is at an all-time high. So all these are very different. That's what I've noticed so far. Occidental Petroleum has gone from a $8 stock to 60 since COVID. HPQ has only doubled since then. Citigroup is still not fully recovered. Paramount, not fully recovered. And we can check out Celanese. We did look at McKesson. Celanese has fully recovered because here's the highs back in the 127. right now 150, trading at a relative discount, but not too much. So all these are very different investments. We'd have to look into the fundamentals of the business rather than the chart, because Buffett does not care about the technicals, right? He cares about the fundamentals. Are they making money? Are they making cash flow? Are sales growing? Is the management competent? Do they know what they're doing? That type of stuff. So we'd have to look more into the specific companies rather than the charts. But here I'm just presenting out what he's been buying lately. So I hope this helps in some way, and thanks for watching.